Welcome to Podnutz Episode 8. This episode is about how to start and run your own computer repair business. Now, even if you're not interested in starting your own computer repair business, listen to this show. We cover so many things that I'm sure you'll get something out of it. Now, in a few minutes, I'm going to join Mike Petro from Petro Computer Solutions, and we're going to have a call-in from one of our loyal listeners, Mitch Haman, who's thinking about starting his own computer repair business. So he's going to ask me and Mike questions, and hopefully we can help him out, help him get started. Now, first off, I just want to talk briefly about how I started my business and what you need to start a computer repair business. And it's not much. When I started, all I did was on-site jobs. I didn't have a storefront, and you really don't need to get started in this business. If you find a way to get customers and just do on-site jobs for a few months or so, maybe till you get your feet on the ground and really get a grasp of your business, you'll be fine. I didn't get my shop until about a year and a half into doing computer repair. Okay, probably the main thing you need to start this business is to actually love computers. Because if you don't have a love and passion for computers or fixing computers, this job is going to be torture for you. I like it because every computer I fix is a different challenge, and it's like solving a series of puzzles every day doing these repairs. If you feel like that, you'll be fine. If you cringe at the thought of computers, you're listening to the wrong podcast. Sorry. Okay, so aside from the fact of loving computers, you're going to need a few tools, but not much. When I started, all I had was my car, a bag with a screwdriver in it, and a flashlight, a few CDs, and a flash drive. And we're going to cover more about that later. We're also going to talk about advertising in this podcast and how to get customers, because it's always a concern when starting a new business about how you're going to build up your customer base. We're going to cover that a little bit. We're going to talk about how to get paid, how to fix computers in people's houses, and how to treat the customers, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So enjoy the show. All right, we're on the phone now with Mitch Haman. He's a longtime listener of our podcast, and he's thinking of starting his own computer repair business and would like to eventually do it full time. He has some questions for us, and we're going to let him just shoot away, and me and Mike are going to try to answer as best we can. How you doing, Mitch?
Fine. How are you guys?
Great.
Thanks for calling, Mitch.
Sure.
Mitch, so what are some of the questions you have for us?
Okay, I've been fixing PCs for a while now. I've been on and off for about 6 or 7 years, mostly from friends and friends of other friends, and I've been having a lot of success. So I was wondering, how does one get started into doing it? I mean, I don't know nothing about the legal aspects of it.
All right, well, legal aspects. Well, first, to answer your question, to just get started, all you got to do is basically what you're doing and just start doing it. You know, you can set yourself up as a sole proprietor, and in that case, your tax ID number would be your Social Security number, and as long as you report the jobs you do on your taxes, if that's going to be your business, then you're okay. I don't know. There's too much more legal that's going to have to go into it besides that, because you're not kind of setting up shop or forming any kind of corporation or anything like that. You got any advice for him, Mike?
Nah, it's pretty simple. As long as you're the only employee, once you start getting employees that run under your business name, then you're going to start getting into more processes for registering businesses and things like that. But if you're just a one-man operation, I mean, you can start tomorrow if you want. And like Steve said, you just use, as a sole proprietor, your Social Security number is your number that represents your business. You don't even have to really register a fictitious name. I just use my name as my business. I get my checks, made out to me. But if, say, you wanted to make a business name like Steve has, Geek Force, you have to register what's called a fictitious name, and that just lets people write checks to that name instead of just your personal name.
Okay. Because let's say I made $1,000 between January and now, and I wanted to report this on my income taxes next year. I mean, I can just go ahead and just do that and just say I made this X amount of money?
Yeah, it's called Schedule C. If you're filling out a 1040 form for the IRS, you get to a certain point where it asks you about, I think something about your business or being self-employed or something like that. Anyway, you get Schedule C, it's called, and on Schedule C, there's boxes where you can basically put what your advertising costs were and what your material costs were and how much you made, and you do your taxes that way.
Sometimes I'll go to somebody's house and do stuff there, and I can report that the driving expenses.
Yeah, that's actually in Schedule C.
That's all part of it.
Yep.
Okay.
When you're running your own business, taxes can be a little tricky. I personally use TurboTax. It's pretty much an interview that just asks you, did you have driving expenses? Did you have material expenses? Did you keep an inventory? If I didn't have that program, I'd probably be lost doing my taxes. It really helps a lot.
That's going to be a new job for my wife.
Right.
She does all that.
Good for her.
The thing about when you have your own business, just make sure that you keep good records, including parts that you may have purchased, jobs that you've done. Keep a log in your book. Keep a mileage log. So when you go to a customer's house that's 12 miles, just jot it down on paper, because you're supposed to keep track of your mileage based on log records.
Now, do you like keep a database or anything on any kind of records that you on PCs that you have repaired in the past?
Well, again, it would be a smart thing to do that, but where all my records are I have a book that I basically buy at Staples. It's a repair job. I think it's called Repair Log or Repair Job. It's like a pad of 50 sheets where they're double-sided, so if you write something on one, it carbon copies over to the bottom. And I just, for every job I do, I write the customer's name and phone number, what I did, what kind of computer they have. And when the job's done, I give them one of the copies, and I keep the other copy, and then I store my books. So I actually have everything in physical form right now. I haven't entered it into a computer, which is another thing I do want to transition over to, because once you have a database of customers, you can organize mailings and get email addresses and that kind of thing.
Correct. Yeah, you can use make an Access database, and it would be really good for that.
Oh, yeah, it would be great for that. But I'm so busy right now, I don't even need it. If I was starving for business, I would gather up first thing I would do is gather up all the names of customers I have, enter them into a database, see if I could contact them, get their email address, and send them some specials or some kind of promotion or things like that. What do you do, Mike?
Same thing. I just use I think they're made by Adams. You buy them at Staples. The 50 invoice sheets, and they work for me. You can get 2-part or 3-part. I use the 2-part. They're fine. And I've thought about doing electronic format, but the thing is, if you're doing a job on site, you have a pen and paper. You don't have unless you carry around a laptop, but then how are you going to give them a receipt? And you're going to need a printer.
That's why I got in the habit of doing it, actually, because I started off just doing on site, and you just need something quick that you could write on, and that's what I kept doing that straight when I got into the shop. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I mean, keep a hard copy, but you could, when you come back home, you can enter that information into your database.
Okay. See how you feel when you